All right, Bitcoin holders. So welcome back to another brand new video. So as I've been telling you guys for the past few days, I truly do believe the top is not in yet for Bitcoin. I honestly do believe Bitcoin will continue to go much, much higher. So we know Bitcoin, okay, last week did in fact reach a new all-time high, okay, of $126,000. And I don't think that's going to be the top for Bitcoin. I do believe we will see a beautiful bounce back up for Bitcoin, back up to its previous highs of 126. And I don't think it's going to stop there. It's going to be reaching new all-time highs. If you guys have been watching my videos, for Bitcoin, right, when I talk about Bitcoin, give you guys updates on Bitcoin, I've been telling you guys, I really do believe this cycle, there is so much potential for Bitcoin to reach 130 to 150 to even 180, 190 to even 200K. I think this is very, very possible. Like I told you guys, I may be wrong. We may not even see Bitcoin reaching 200K. It may just go to like 150 to 180, okay, or even 190, okay? We'll have to see, but understand it is possible that Bitcoin will go much, much higher. Okay, this is not the cycle top for Bitcoin. So if you guys haven't seen yesterday's video where I talked about Bitcoin, you should definitely check it out. I talked about the price cycle indicator, which is really, really important, right? Because it just tells you pretty much where the top is potentially going to be for Bitcoin, right? It pretty much just shows you where the top will potentially be for Bitcoin, which is literally like a cheat code. So if you guys haven't seen that video, I feel like you should watch it. I feel like it's really, really important. But yeah, it is pretty interesting, right? The price cycle indicator, guys. Look it up if you guys haven't already, but it's pretty much a cheat code to pretty much tell you where potentially the top is going to be for Bitcoin. But yeah, looking at the Bitcoin price today, guys, $106,000, just below 107, 106.8 for Bitcoin today. Okay, so it's still holding up very, very well at this level of 106. Okay. But yeah, Bitcoin, right? If we go to the 1 hour time frame, yeah, you guys clearly see it is pretty much consolidating right now. Okay, like we see Bitcoin at 107 or just slightly below that. But yeah, it is pretty much consolidating right now. Okay, you guys clearly see that. Bitcoin today is actually not really moving. And alts today, past 24 hours. Okay, some alts are, I want to say, moving. Okay, some alts are slightly moving today, but majority of altcoins you guys clearly see today are actually in the reds. Okay, we're not seeing huge moves happening for altcoins today. Okay, but I think altcoins will continue to go much higher. I do. Okay, I do believe alts will continue to go much higher. The one altcoin that I'm really waiting for to go up is not Casper. Okay, I am waiting obviously for Casper to go up, but what I'm really eyeing is Ethereum. Okay, I want Ethereum to go back up to like at least 4.8 to even new highs of like 5K and beyond. I think that is very possible for Ethereum. Because I'm ready to take profits on Ethereum, guys. Like, as I've been telling you guys many times, I am really keeping my eye on Ethereum. And yeah, I'm not going to round trip it, for this bull cycle. Again, I've learned my lesson because I did, in fact, round trip Ethereum. I bought a lot of Ethereum back in 2021, even in 2022, right? Which was a great decision because Ethereum was dropping, guys. Like, at one point, Ethereum was like below $1,000 in 2022, right? During that bear market. And I bought a load of Ethereum, okay? So I still have a bag of Ethereum and I'm just patiently waiting for Ethereum to go much higher, okay? Because I think it will, and that's why I'm just patiently waiting, and then I will eventually sell all of my Ethereum, and then with those profits, I will reinvest it back into things like Bitcoin and Casper, because as you guys know, I am going long for Bitcoin and Casper, right? Long term, I'm I'm not in Bitcoin short term. Same with Casper, right? I'm not in it for short term. I'm in it for long term, right? It's a long term play. But yeah, looking at this, guys, the Bitcoin monthly returns so far, we are down 6% for October for Bitcoin. Not a great start for October. Okay, no one really expected this month to perform. I wouldn't say this bad. Bitcoin's only down 6%. But remember, guys, okay, just last week, we did in fact see the biggest liquidation event happen for crypto history, okay, ever for crypto, right? You have to clearly see Bitcoin went from beyond 120. It was like at $122,000, and then it dropped all the way down to like 107 in a matter of hours. Okay, like literally minutes. So understand, guys. Okay, that drop wasn't meant to happen. Okay, understand that, guys. Okay, what happened with crypto on that day? It was not meant to happen. Like over $19 billion wiped out, which is insane. Okay. But I hope you guys, did in fact take that as an opportunity to, buy more Bitcoin or buy more of your favorite altcoins, because that would have been the best time to buy. Okay. But yeah, I do believe Bitcoin, like I said, will go much, much higher. Okay. And I do believe, this month in October, will we end it off in the greens? Is that actually possible? Well, if we look over here, okay, so this is a little update. Bitcoin is currently down 6% in October, but there are still 12 days left. Okay, which way are we going? Are we going to be, going higher, right, for Bitcoin, or are we going to be seeing Bitcoin going much, much lower? It's down 6% so far. Will it go down to 8% or 10%? Will Bitcoin continue to go lower? That's the real question here. I mean, historically, we know October is a very, very bullish month for Bitcoin. Okay, you guys just clearly see that throughout Bitcoin history, usually October is the most bullish month for Bitcoin, and that's why a lot of people call it Optober. But for this year in 2025, for October so far is Dumptober. That's what it's called. But that could change. Okay, we can, like I said, guys, okay, we can see a beautiful recovery happening for Bitcoin. Okay, in the next upcoming few days, we still have like another few more days into this month of October, right? So we still have time to see where Bitcoin will form and head for this month in October. But I do believe there is potential that we can see a beautiful recovery happening for Bitcoin, and we will end off this month in the greens. That is possible. Okay. And November, as I told you guys, right? November is an amazing month for Bitcoin as well. And December, right, during Christmas time, it is pretty decent for Bitcoin. So not a great start for Q4, but yeah, understand, guys, we are in fact in Q4, okay? Especially during a bull market, right? And when we are in fact in Q4 during a bull market, it's going to be bullish. So I still believe Q4 overall is going to be fantastic for Bitcoin, for Ethereum as well, okay? And I do believe this is going to be the final leg up, because as I told you guys many times, I do believe next year in 2026, we're going to see some type of bear market, okay? But yeah, looking at this, okay, so Bitcoin will break its all-time high by the end of this month. So this person, okay, is predicting that Bitcoin will, okay, go back up to, its previous highs by the end of this month in October. Do I think that's possible? It is. Okay, it is very, very possible. Okay, Bitcoin can move right to its previous highs by the end of this month, October. Okay, that is very, very possible. And this person says here, prediction Bitcoin will be at all-time high within 2 weeks. So this person is also predicting that we can see Bitcoin, okay, going back up to, all-time highs within 2 weeks' time. Okay, so understand, guys, it is very, very possible that we do see Bitcoin, potentially going back up to its previous all-time highs this month in October. Okay, it is very, very possible. Now, this is the level to watch, guys. Okay, $106,000. Okay, 106.2. Right, so seems like this is a pretty key level to watch, to keep your eyes on, because once Bitcoin does drop below that, okay, that's going to be dangerous, and then that's going to be where potentially Bitcoin will be going much, much lower. Okay, a lot of people have been saying, Bitcoin's going to be dropping back down to $100,000, even below $100,000 are fair few predictions. People saying Bitcoin's going to go back to like 98K to even 95K. Yeah, if Bitcoin does drop and breaks this, key level, I think that is possible, right? We will see a decent drop down to the downside, but so far Bitcoin is still holding up pretty well. Look at that, it's back at 107 right now. So yeah, this is a key level to watch. Okay, so keep your eyes on this level, guys, 106.2, okay? But overall, guys, I do believe this uptrend for Bitcoin will continue. We know Bitcoin has been forming this uptrend ever since the beginning, literally the beginning of 2023 to where we are right now. I do believe this uptrend will continue for Bitcoin. So it says here, Bitcoin bull market is still on. I've shared this approach 3 times already this cycle. This might be the last reminder. As long as Bitcoin doesn't close a weekly candle below the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement level, confirmed by the next candle, the bull market remains intact. And that's true, right? That is very, very true. And Bitcoin is still holding up, above that level, right? It really, really is. So there is really nothing to be fearful about right now. And I know there is still a lot of fear in the market. Okay, people are still fearful for Bitcoin and crypto right now. If you look at the FinGreed index, it is obviously in a fear mode, right? I remember a couple of days ago, it was in extreme fear. So there is obviously a lot of fear in the market, but as I told you guys many times, when there is fear in the market, this is a great opportunity, the best time to buy. Okay, it really, really is. While others are panic selling, we got to panic buy. Okay, they are fearful, we got to be greedy and buy more while they are panic selling, okay, for no reason. So this is the best time to buy, and I hope you guys are in fact, taking this opportunity to buy, or you can wait for the bear market, because we know Bitcoin, like I said, sometime next year in 2026, it's gonna start dropping. Okay, it's gonna start dropping, and then we're gonna enter the bear cycle. So I hope you guys are prepared for that. But yeah, a lot of people think it's over for Bitcoin. Okay, a lot of people think it is truly over for Bitcoin, that this bull cycle, it's over, and 126 was the top. But you guys need to understand, during this uptrend, right, that we have been seeing for Bitcoin, during this, bull market, okay, Bitcoin has been forming this beautiful uptrend, right? And along the way, we have had many, many corrections, okay, along the way. You guys can clearly see that. And when we did, in fact, see these corrections, a lot of people were, in fact, saying, that's it, it's over for Bitcoin. But right after that, when we did, in fact, see these corrections, these small corrections happening for Bitcoin, it continued to go much, much higher. Okay, you guys clearly see that. And this uptrend that we have, in fact, been seeing for Bitcoin, I do believe it will continue to go much, much higher. Like I said, I don't think the top is in. I do believe Bitcoin will be going much, much higher. I truly do believe in that, guys. Okay, so it's not over for Bitcoin. Okay, I do believe this uptrend will continue. We're going to see a final leg up happening for Bitcoin. I do believe it's going to go parabolic. Okay, and I do believe, yes, 130, 150, 170, 180. It's going to be happening, potentially even $200,000. So I hope you guys are truly ready for that. Now, I want to talk about this real quick, guys. Okay, because back in 2021, okay, pretty much mid of 2021, during May, okay, during that time period, right, Bitcoin dropped. Okay, Bitcoin did in fact drop, guys. Okay, and when I did in fact see that correction happening for Bitcoin, I took it as an opportunity to buy. So pretty much, guys, okay, this is showing you guys the Bitcoin price when Tesla stopped accepting Bitcoin payments versus today. So May 12th of 2021, Bitcoin was trading at $49,000. And today, right, it's trading above $100,000, $106,000. So it pretty much more than doubled. Okay, so Bitcoin was $49,000 when Tesla stopped accepting Bitcoin payments. Now it's more than doubled to $106,000. Hey, Elon Musk, when will Tesla resume accepting Bitcoin payments again? Okay, so yeah, like I told you guys, okay, back in May, right, of 2021, okay, we did in fact see this correction happening for Bitcoin right over here. Okay, let me just quickly show you guys here on TradingView. So yeah, you guys can see right over here during this time period, when I did in fact see this correction happening for Bitcoin, Bitcoin at one point was like over $60,000, like 65K. And then it dropped all the way down to like 40K to even 34K and whatnot, right? You guys can clearly see that even at like $30,000. When I saw that, guys, I took that as an opportunity to invest into Bitcoin. That was the first time I ever invested into Bitcoin. Okay, that was literally the first time I've ever invested into Bitcoin. It was like June, right? Somewhere around there, May and June of 2021. Okay, mid of 2021, as I've been telling you guys. Okay, that was the first time I ever started to invest into Bitcoin. So when I saw this correction, this massive correction happening for Bitcoin, I took it as an opportunity to buy. Okay, and of course, during 2022, right, I bought a lot. Okay, ever since I started buying Bitcoin right over here, I just started to dollar cost average into Bitcoin. And ever since then, I've never stopped. Okay, even like when Bitcoin was having this beautiful run up, I still DCA'd into Bitcoin. Even when it was, of course, going down, I bought Bitcoin. Okay, even I bought some Bitcoin when it was all the way down over here. Okay, and this crash obviously, right, was because of FTX. Okay, when FTX, went bankrupt and collapsed, that's when Bitcoin dropped down to like 16K to even at one point $15,000. And I took that as an opportunity to buy this proof out there, guys. Right, titled "I'm going all in on Bitcoin." I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that video. But I bought, the bottom for Bitcoin, and I'm glad I did. So understand, guys, right? When I did in fact see that correction happening for Bitcoin, I took it as an opportunity, to buy more. Okay, and ever since then, I've never looked back, and I just continued to, DCA into Bitcoin. But yeah, continuing with these charts, guys. Okay, so this person is predicting that Bitcoin will be going much higher, pretty much. Okay, and like I said, I do believe, yes, Bitcoin will be going much higher. So it says here, I'm officially calling it, Bitcoin is positioned for a major parabolic squeeze to $135,000 plus for an end of year rally. Okay, it's clear Bitcoin is about to bounce hard off the 50 WMA. In addition, a wallet known for being an insider with 100% accuracy opened a $230 million long. Don't miss out. Okay, and this is facts, guys, right? It really is facts. So yeah, this Bitcoin whale, okay, is putting a long position, and he knows Bitcoin is about to go much higher. Okay, so understand, guys, it's not just me that is predicting here that Bitcoin will continue to go much higher. I don't think 126 is the top. It's going to continue to go much higher, guys, and I hope you guys are truly ready for that. Now, Mag says here, Bitcoin, you're not mentally prepared for what's coming. Okay, and yes, the top is not in. Okay, we haven't seen the peak yet for Bitcoin, and yeah, it's going to be going much higher, guys. So I truly do hope you guys are ready for it, because it will go much higher. Okay, so looking at this, we know gold has in fact been skyrocketing. Okay, I already talked about this, I believe, in yesterday's video or the day before. Okay, like 2 days ago, I talked about it because gold was absolutely skyrocketing, right? Precious metals have been pumping like crazy, gold, silver even. Okay, we are in fact seeing a correction right now happening with gold and silver. Okay, nothing goes up forever. Eventually we will in fact see a correction. That's what's happening right now with gold and silver. Do I believe it will go much lower? Yes, I do. Okay, it's crazy to see people actually having so much FOMO in gold and silver. Okay, it's actually crazy, guys. Like here in Australia, okay, a lot of people are lining up to buy gold and silver. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos, but people are literally lining up at these, stores, okay, to buy gold and silver. Like the FOMO is crazy right now, okay? Like, I don't think this is the time to buy gold and silver, okay? I think it will have a massive correction, okay? Not a massive correction, but it will have a correction. I don't know if it's going to be big, but it will have a correction, guys, okay? Eventually. And it already is doing that. But yeah, looking at this, guys, okay, so it says, tighten your seatbelts, Bitcoin is about to go parabolic. Okay, so yeah, gold top 2020, and then gold top 2025. Okay, and it will eventually come down. Now, Bitcoin in 2020 started to skyrocket. Okay, Bitcoin in 2025. Like I said, guys, this is not the top. Bitcoin will be going much higher. Okay, like I said, it is possible that we do see Bitcoin going to 130, 140 to 150, right? And potentially even 180 to 200K. That is possible, just like what this chart is in fact showing us here. Do I honestly think Bitcoin has the potential to reach 200K? That is possible, right? It is very possible. But like I said again, guys, I could be wrong. We may not even see Bitcoin reaching 200K. It may just reach, like 180 or 170, okay? But, there is potential that we do see it going to 200K, okay? It's very possible. But understand, guys, Bitcoin's going to have a correction. So this person says here, Bitcoin will go below $65,000 within 12 months. Bookmark this. So yeah, I agree with him. Okay, like I said, guys, next year, 2026, I do believe we're going to see some type of bear market. And that's when, yes, I do believe Bitcoin will drop below 100K once again. It's going to go back down to 90K, 80K, 70K, 60K. Okay, that is very possible. Do I think Bitcoin will drop below, let's just say, for example, like 30K, probably not. I don't think we will see Bitcoin dropping to like 30K or lower, right? But it will drop, guys. Okay, understand that. We're going to be entering the next bear cycle. So that's going to be a moment to buy some Bitcoin. I hope you guys are ready. Okay, if you don't want to buy any more Bitcoin now, that's fine. It's really up to you guys. But you just want to DCA. Buy a little bit of Bitcoin now. And then when it continues to drop, just DCA. Okay, dollar cost average into Bitcoin, guys, right? Especially when it starts to drop next year in 2026. That's going to be a huge opportunity. I hope you guys are not going to miss that opportunity again to buy cheap Bitcoin. Okay, honestly, guys. And I really do hope you guys are going to, stack a lot of Bitcoin and load up, a lot of Bitcoin during, the bear market next year in 2026. Okay, this is going to be a huge, huge opportunity for everyone that is saying, oh man, I would have wished I bought some Bitcoin when it was at 70K, 60K, or even at 50K. You better take this opportunity again, because there is potential that Bitcoin will drop back down to those levels next year in 2026 during that bear market, right? Don't miss this opportunity again. Don't have that same regret. This is literally another opportunity given to you guys to buy some more Bitcoin at those price levels when it does go down to those levels. So don't miss it, okay? Don't miss it this time. So that being said, I appreciate all you guys for watching today's video. I will keep you guys up to date on Bitcoin, but yeah, it is still holding strong at $106,000 today. So Bitcoin is still holding up very, very well, I must say. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. That is always much, much appreciated. And yeah, I will catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.